Got it.
All right.
All right. Well, that's us. We're up. We're streaming. I think we're streaming anyway. Marmar might tell us whether we're streaming or not, but I think he's not watching us anymore because he trusts that it's going to work because it always works. So why would it stop working now?
I thought you were going to say he's not watching because there's a good chance he'll get murdered, but yes, fair enough.
Okay, but here we are, and today, for Friday Night LAIKA, by special request of Kat, we are going to do a brain, Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, which was, Kat, tell us, you had an experience with Jane Eyre already with AI.
Yes, so this was the first text that I ever used with LAIKA in its sort of most original form that I think was available to the public. So this was back in, I believe, February, when you and Mar hosted, I know, right? When you and Mar hosted a sort of like kind of run your own program version of LAIKA, where we all navigated Google Drives and Docs, and it was a whole thing, and it was still super duper fun, even without having an interface. And so I chose Jane Eyre because that is my personal favorite fiction book of all time. It is, of course, public domain, which is very, very handy. And it's got such a lovely sort of blend of kind of older world language and sort of romanticism, but also, you know, very violent ladies in attics. So I think we kind of got like a nice little juxtaposition, which is really perfect for some AI chaos. And it was very fun at the time. But I think now it'll be really nice to see how, I'll have to see if I can dig out after the session some the past, what I generated in February to compare, because I think now it'll be fascinating to see how much sort of smoother the generation is. Also, I won't be at the helm trying to fine tune everything. So I think that'll be quite nice to see.
So yeah, that's so I'll share a screen, just swapping over the share to show I made a new version of the brain today. Because when we did this before, we didn't clean it up to the same extent as I now tend to clean files. And I'm going to do a little video next week on like optimizing for clean files when you're making nice brains. So I just wanted to show what it looks like. I basically just went to Project Gutenberg, where I get all my public domain texts, got all of the text, and then I stripped out the top, stripped out the bottom, took out all the chapter headings. And then I also took out all of the quotation marks this time, because there's a lot of dialogue in this book. And when there's a lot of dialogue, the quotation mark parts, it can be a little bit weird, like starting things and not ending them. So I took them out. Let's see how that feels. And then basically making it so that it's kind of line by line and there isn't any blank space in there. So that's what we're working with. It's giant. It's got 186,339 words. So that's about 6 times as long as what a person needs to get a good feel for the language with LAIKA. And I'll just go back to LAIKA now. This is what I was working on.
So we're expecting good things since we got so much text to feed through, hopefully.
Yeah. And I don't know if did you see my tweet earlier, Kat? When I made the brain, I just gave it one little test, and I asked it for, I said like, well, you know,
yes.
The first time I saw him, I knew he was the one. And immediately it got into this feeling like he's definitely a murderer, or I'm a murderer, someone's a murderer. So I thought, yeah, well, let's see. So
I suddenly remembered the one thing that I do remember relatively like accurately from February is I remember we were doing like the random little prompts, and I remember distinctly having a lot of fun with like why did she kill him is the one I put in, and everybody was very excited about it. And I suddenly remembered as you were talking, one of the things that LAIKA came up with from Jane Eyre was like, because he wouldn't stop screaming. And you know, it was quite a mood of like, is he screaming because of the situation? Is he screaming, you know, like what's going on here? So I think if that was February LAIKA, I'm very excited to see how, you know, as in your example, how that continues today.
Okay, I am also excited to see. So the one thing I guess that we want to remember when I'm writing with a brain, I like to try and match a little bit the style of the brain. So not like trying to write too much in it, but basically I want to keep the perspective of the brain. So Jane Eyre is written in the first person. So it's going to work best if we write in the first person as well. That's basically it. So should we make a character first, or should we let the character appear over time and then think about them?
Ooh, maybe we should let the character unfold a little bit this time. We did character generation last time first, and maybe we kind of like shake things up, see, where the screaming comes in as a trait, what happens.
Okay, let's find where the screaming happens and follow that sound. Okay, so yeah, do you have any feelings about where we should start the story? How we want to make this new version of Jane Eyre? Like, what would be a nice modern way to meet somebody, to have a romance?
Ooh,
We're going
well,
romance. We're trying to go romance until it goes off the
yeah.
rails. We at least start with romance.
Like chaotic romance TM is the vibe today, I think. Although every LAIKA session I think with you and I is chaotic, so it's kind of a given anyway. Ooh, maybe let's see. I'm trying to think if we could use anything from the past as inspiration. Maybe. Oh, you know what? Okay, maybe you can figure out. I might leave it to you to figure out the right way to craft this. I'm setting you up for success here. In Jane Eyre, in the beginning, the two of them, Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester, Edward, originally meet because she, on the way home from delivering, like sending a letter, sort of his horse. It's a whole thing. I'm not explaining it well. She is in the way of his horse. He falls off. It's a big old thing. What if instead of the horse, we behold the bee? That's what I'm thinking.
We do what, a bee?
We behold the bee.
Oh, we behold the bee. Yes, we behold the bee. Okay, and okay, so as you were talking about the horse, you were getting me thinking about how a kind of a modern day horse equivalent could be like he's out flying his drone or something, and then the drone and the bee, maybe he's a drone and he calls it his bee, and he says behold the bee. Okay.
That's good. I will leave it to you to work the magic, your Shar magic with that. But that was the thought. Not well explained. It was there.
Okay. I was strolling through. What was the name of that weird town in Florida that we had last week with the frogs?
Oh, Fellsmere. I'm very excited. It's about 2 hours away, so I'm ready to go at some point soon.
Fellsmere, like this, yeah. Fellsmere Park. One autumn afternoon, when out of nowhere, I thought was a bee at this time of year. The buzzing, we also often have a lot of buzzing. Buzzing grew louder, and all of a sudden, I was hit in the shoulder.
I'm immediately now ready to see the Midjourney / LAIKA image generation for Jane Eyre getting hit in the shoulder by a drone.
This was no bee. Drone. And running after it was a man. As soon as I saw him.
Ooh, maybe as soon as I saw him, yes, okay, perfect. I was gonna say, oh,
Wow.
I love it already. Mr. Rochester is
ready. Buzz, all of the stuff. But it doesn't make much sense. Let's see what the second one has to give us.
Oh.
Not a bit. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think this is a good one. Kind of. We can make it work better than the other ones.
Pride and Prejudice vibes with the catching of the hands. I appreciate that,
This going thing. I mean, it's kind of pulling together, like that's what you might call it in the past.
Yeah.
Where did this thing come from? He asked, apparently shocked. So it's not his drone?
That would make him a little more likable, maybe. So that's good.
I shook my head. Speechless.
Too busy beholding the bee to speak.
Yeah. Speechless.
I love that. Like
As he
very
asked-
modern, like speechless not at the man, speechless at beholding the bee. That's the modern, like independent woman, twist.
Yeah. I think he'll pick it up, right? He's picked it up. And I don't know, what would he do?
I feel like either study it or fling it out of irritation. Maybe both. Study it and then just like go away.
Actually, maybe he doesn't pick it up. Maybe he just stamps on it, huh?
Yes, I like it. I like it.
Stamped on it. Crushing it into the
Die,
earth.
creature, die. Oh.
He turned and looked into my eyes. Okay, we need to get some more Jane in here. Oh my
what?
God! I mean,
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
it's romantic.
When you know, very intense. Oh.
Okay. Okay. Or, whew, well, that one is rough.
I love that. I love that that ending chunk is just delightful though. Like as I might as well speak because I seemed in need of some words. That feels very romantic. Like I don't know what to say, but I might as well speak because I'm in need of some words. That sounds lovely.
I like that too. Let's copy that bit. Okay, so this is tearing to pieces. The whispering.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm going to keep that might as well speak from before.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should go to the tear to piece yet. It seems like
it's very intense. It might be like an act 3 kind of
whispering and speaking in a strange low voice. Whispering and speaking in a strange low voice. I think we just whisper. Whispering in a strange low voice. Words
I'm gonna try to magic again and see what it says for that, and then insert the thing.
Good idea. Okay, I love eclipse of energy though. I feel that.
I hadn't seen that. That's so good.
That's nice, huh?
Yes. Oh man.
Okay, what else have we got? I have left the line of duty.
Oh
wow. Okay, I like this. This sounds like he's some sort of AWOL soldier.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
It's the demon fire and it feeds on humanity and sleeps under every rock. Okay, we're back in hell. One of our usual places.
One of our familiar haunts, we're used to it.
Okay, so are you into the demon fire or into the duty?
I think the line of duty, hopefully, like that at least gives us a little room before we get to hell. That's a good place to start, maybe.
We go to the duty. So I don't think we need to say I cannot tell you because
although in one way I cannot tell you is like I can't tell you where it comes from. Who knows?
I wonder if we're the one who asked where it came from. Where did this thing come from? I asked. Shocked. Oops. Oh, sorry, I'm making a bit of a mess. Yes, shocked. Okay, yeah, we're retconning.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you, I have left the line of duty. I remember the oath, and with deliberation, I have broken it. And then this is Providence bit is a bit dramatic. All that I have,
Yeah.
all that I have. Juliet, this guy is really crazy. He broke off.
I think you're giving the game away a bit too much there, Shar. I think we're supposed to like all that over time. Oh, man.
He broke off. Oh wait, we wanted to say something, right? He broke off.
Yes.
I felt that I might as well speak, as I see.
Yeah.
Maybe this, as we seemed in need of some words, since he's kind of obviously losing his. Okay. It's coming together. It's coming together. It's something. There's something happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so we seemed in need of some words. Okay, so we're speaking now. I offered him some small comfort, even though he hit us with a drone, remembering that, like, we're trying again. This is the very, very Victorian romance. You know, the man is doing something wrong, but you know he's upset about it, so we get to comfort him. I offered him some small comfort.
Well, so yeah, that's the thing. Is it his drone or is it not his drone? I don't quite know anymore.
Well, oh yeah, maybe it's not his drone. He definitely knows something about it.
Yeah.
Since he's running after it, and he can't tell us, but it might not be his. True. His great sorrow, my common sense. Okay. Maybe. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, a decent man. I think maybe the common sense. What do you think?
He paused as if taking a long pause. I mean, you can't get any more poetic than that, you know.
You can't pause more than that.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that,
you know what?
Well, or I think that could work well. Although, like saying, I like the decent man bit in terms of like, hey, you're saying you broke your line. You seem like a decent guy. Chill. It's okay, bro. It's all right.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm sure you're a decent man, I said. Though, to be honest, I was sure of no such thing.
I love that. That's really fun.
Okay, so we have the man. Let's just make a little bit of space here. And then I offered him small comfort. Okay, so I feel like we're ready for the next bit. We need to get this romance going. What would be a good initiator of romance? It's going to be so hard. We have to squeeze a bit of modern romance out of Jane Eyre. No one's going to be kissing unless we make them kiss, etc. But perhaps we might be forward and invite him for a coffee, or perhaps he might actually
to say, hey, thanks so much for crushing this drone for me. Like, do you want to go for a little cheeky coffee, a little cheeky Nando's or something? You know, like, what do you feel like?
Would you care? With cheeky Nando's? Would you care? Would you care to have you read that Cheeky Nando's, my favorite online article ever?
I don't think so, no.
I will send that to you later. It is every like 3 months or so, Mara and I reread it and like are again completely in love.
Excellent. That's the best.
I can't remember what it's called, but I'm going to find it and I'm going to send it to you. Anyone who happens to be watching this on video or by chat if you want it to. Let me know. It is the funniest thing that exists on the internet. Okay. Would you care
Big
to have a
props
copy with
there. I think also you're excluding the idea that this could be the funniest thing on the internet. So I would say leave room for that.
That's true. Okay, so would you care to have a copy with me? He looked nervous,
As he's tend to do, wants to do.
but nodded.
He's hydrated. We can appreciate that.
Okay, I like this second one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I thought he was afraid to approach me. And I thought it rather a pity. I'm gonna say that he's a handsome man. He's not exactly eloquent and lively, right? I mean, he has not yet proven himself to be either of those things.
Not so
Yeah,
much. I mean,
I'm just
well,
going
life
to imagine
kind
he's
of.
handsome.
He has stomped on a drone. That is relatively lively, but eloquent maybe not quite so much. We're gonna have some standards here.
Okay, so we're gonna go for the coffee. We made our way to
Hearing the crunch of the drone parts underfoot. There's such a shoe. Beans. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh.
talking little.
Exchanging furtive glances.
Oh, yes.
As all good romantic partners, potential partners should.
Furtive glances. Love an old furtive glance.
Thank you. Don't we all?
Okay, let's see what he orders in the coffee shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm slightly afraid. Oh,
Latte.
wow. I am delightfully amazed. That's fabulous.
Me too.
Wow.
Or an apple.
Oh.
Because it was a little late for a cup of coffee.
Oh, I like that.
I do like that. Or a cold one.
Oh my gosh. This is the second one. He leaned for the counter and took a shot of water.
Okay, it has to be the apple, right?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I like the idea of it being like, it's a little late for a cup of coffee. Like I appreciate that. Like that would be so me as a person who's just like I don't like coffee. So it would 100% be me as a person. I've often thought this, but like there's a coffee shop that I love. And it's like I have several times invited friends there and been like, technically not for coffee because I do not like coffee, but the vibes are great. They have a nice panini hot chocolate. We can do that instead. So I kind of appreciate the vibe that he's technically said yes to the coffee, like for the vibes, but not for the coffee itself. Yeah. That's great. And also the fact that he has not explained in advance, because I feel like if I were going on this walk and somebody invited me for coffee, I'd be like, absolutely. It's a little late for coffee for me, but I would love to have a chat with you at a coffee shop. So
I'd love to come and order an apple.
The fact that he's walked the whole way and then it's just like, apple time. Like, that's great.
Okay. Bemused, I asked his name. And he responded.
That is a name, not quite a human name.
That is a name.
A little quirky. Oh, Oh
Mr.
my God,
Rochester.
I love him. Okay, this is brilliant. Oh my giddy aunt.
Or,
Like,
okay, yeah, he is. It is obviously Mr. Rochester. And he
how,
was so,
honestly, how delightful would that be? Like to have a potential little romance brewing, and you just look over and he's pulled out knitting from his pocket. I am not ashamed to say I'd be quite smitten. So I think that's the way to go. Oh, that is just so bizarrely delightful. I legitimately like. I think we're turning it like if I read this online that it was just like you go out with a cute little a guy who's a little socially awkward and it's a little too late for coffee, but he's having his apple, he's knitting, he's stomping a drone for you. I'd be like,
he,
seems
he-
all
he's left the line of duty. This is, he really has a lot
right.
going on.
I like it.
Okay.
He's complex, you know.
Okay. So here we are in the coffee shop. We have our coffee.
Oh,
I have my coffee. He has his apple. He's doing his
yes.
knitting. We have never met a man like this before. I certainly have never met a man like this
Yeah.
before. So what do we do next? I mean,
Ooh.
what do you do, Kat?
Well, I guess I think I would ask, hey, what was up with that kind of stammering you did about the line of duty thing? Also, how have you broken an oath by stomping on a drone? I'm very curious about that.
Excellent. Yes. Let's come back to these key questions
Yeah,
of mystery. I had
trying to
never
make
met a
some
man
sense
like.
of things because he seems to have his own logic. So we got to find where it's at. It's there somewhere.
Okay. I never met a man like this before. I wanted to know more about him and his mysterious past.
Hmm.
I asked him about the oath he had broken.
I do love the visual of the oat he had broken, just a single oat. Oh, oh.
Okay. This doesn't make sense, but I
Not
like
fun.
his high eyebrows and his thin eyes.
Yeah.
He was silent. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. He had a secret affair
Oh,
with a woman. Oh my goodness. I don't
wow.
know whether I prefer that he can't tell me or that this is what he tells me. What do you think, Kat?
Let me read through that earlier, but again, I've left the line of duty. I've remembered the oath on my deliberation. I have broken it. All that I have, all that I have. I mean, why is he saying this after he smashed a drone? Like, I would love it if there was I don't know if it exists. I would love it if there's some way that we can make that make sense. Because I think there is. I think there's like the tiniest little possibility that it can make some sense later on. And I think we can do it if we work hard.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh,
Twist. Good thinking on reading the thing again. The oath. He didn't break the oath. He broke the drone with deliberation. He swore an oath.
oh, oh, that's quite interesting.
Right?
Huh.
Because that's right
Oh,
after he crushes the drone that he talks about
oh.
remembering the oath.
Maybe we just put in like the oath to serve or something like that. That just gives like a tiny little smidgen of separation, and then that's very nice.
Or like, although I have left the line of duty, I remembered the oath.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes. Yes. Okay. He seems more normal now. Hooray!
Does he?
I mean, he at least is not like I like somebody smashing a drone and then saying, by the way, BT dubs, I've left the line of duty. I've deliberately broken the oath. It's a thing. That's one thing versus like chivalry? Question mark? Chaotic chivalry?
Weird chivalry, question mark, exclamation mark,
Yeah.
dot, dot, dot. Okay. So he broke the drone, not the oath.
Oh,
So
I love
actually
that.
now our whole question is not true. However, the Mason's daughter is very exciting to me, as is him being
Yes.
silent. But perhaps
Yeah.
we should just take it back now that we've changed our minds about the oath being
Mm.
broken. Maybe we should say the oath he took and ask, are you okay with leaving the full branch and starting from took?
I am always okay with you know, tweaking things as needed. That's all right. The oath he had taken. Oh, I love this.
Man must
That's
swear an oath.
quite fun. Again, I like it because there's a logic to it. It's quirky, but I think it does make sense in its own way, which is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited about that. Oh.
I mean, that would make us the child, right?
Yeah, I don't quite know with that one.
Okay, no. We go for the first one. It makes more sense. A man
Yeah.
must swear an oath before he can be trusted.
It reminds me, it's I feel like that's one of those one-liners that, like, if said by the right handsome actor, could become a line that people are obsessed with on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I love I love Pride and Prejudice, you know, the classic of Mr. Darcy. My good opinion, once lost is lost forever. I feel like it's the same vein. It's not quite as poetic, but it's the same vein, and I think that's pretty dang impressive given where we started off. Oh,
Here's
like,
a little
I
bit.
feel like
My name's Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Mm-hmm. It
I
has a
feel
bit
like
of that vibe.
this week we're actually, I think our story is actually somewhat a story, which is good. Last week was very fun, but I was like, I don't think either of us quite knows what's going on here. Whereas this one, I'm like, oh,
Nobody knew.
flow. It's cool.
This is this is really got a linear thing going on. Like, we've
Yeah.
got our park, we've got a bee that isn't a bee, but very important that we're bringing in elements from previous states. It's always the way. We've got to have it that, like, the pan.
Yes.
Got to bring our pan juices forward to the next casserole. Yeah.
That's
And I like
original.
this
I don't
guy
know
now.
that I asked for, Char. I don't know that I asked for that.
He's very mysterious now. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but notice that he hadn't said very much at all.
Mm.
Okay. Let's ask him again about, perhaps we should ask him about his duty.
Mm.
You mentioned duty before.
I do wonder if we should put a little insert in there of, like, he just kept knitting with some skill, you know, something like that, just like the whole time.
Yeah.
He's still going. I love it. Oh. With his intricate knit one, purl one stitching. I mean, get you a man who can make you a blanket, honestly. That sounds pretty great. Heating costs rising. Get you a man who can knit you a blanket and spend a ton of money on wool instead. It was hypnotic.
Said very much at all. You mentioned duty before I asked. Did you serve in the war?
Ooh, that's quite interesting. Maybe we're a soldier, huh? Oh.
Hmm. Okay, so our choice is remembering about a soldier's life versus helping somebody when they were wounded. Perhaps that is somebody that matters to us. Or serving 6 months in the East Indies, which is a little bit.
No, I didn't. But also, yeah, 6 months, like.
Also, I did. But also, what's the word? It's a little temporally unclear because there hasn't been a time the East Indies doesn't really exist in the same time space as drones, and therefore, unless is he a time traveler?
That would be a lot to introduce. I admire your ambition. That would be quite a lot.
I love it. I admire ambition. Shar, no.
You boo, but also, that's a lot for today.
Okay, so are we going soldier's life or this new creature who was wounded?
I'm slightly leaning towards the first one. I feel like you might be leaning towards the second one. So if you'd like, feel free to go for it. But I'm slightly, I think that one definitely needs some tidying up.
I'm leaning towards up to there.
Yeah.
In this one. But in the first one, oh wait, where's the first one again? Yeah, I remembered what the soldier's life was like. I wonder, you know what we should do?
As long as we change the yes, sir, I'm good with however we want to take this.
Let's take this.
Maybe this is me being totally pedantic, being like new instead of remembered, so we don't have the same word twice. This is how you can tell I now consider you a friend, Shar, because you're exposed to my very like.
So I heard you say we don't want to use remember twice, but I didn't catch the. Did you have an idea?
Sorry, maybe different? Like I myself knew or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it always, whenever I read through it, and it's like sometimes you got to do it, and that's fine. But whenever you don't have to, I like to not have to.
Agreed. Much stronger. Yeah. I was sorry to have asked at all. Okay, so we're really trying to make conversation here. This guy is not giving us much. He's knitting. He said his line about an oath.
Maybe we should ask LAIKA what he says, because he's definitely got to like ask us something or say something. He's got to do something at this point. We can only give him so much yarn, so much room.
Right into my eyes and said,
"Oh,
okay,
wow.
Well, this is very forward.
Not as forward as it's tearing us to pieces. We got to give him
not
that.
As forward as tearing us to pieces. We held back on that.
Oh
my God, no, you're not striking me with the point of your pointed stick. And I don't think that's a euphemism. I don't like it.
Okay, you cannot say things like that when I have a cough. That is setting me for hands for sure. Oh gosh.
Okay. I don't think you want him to just say goodnight.
The mid-journey prompt striking with a pointed stick. Oh, LAIKA after dark.
LAIKA after dark. Okay, but this one I like. Not the whole thing.
Yes.
But I like that we're getting a bit of action. James. Nice.
I like that's not what we expect, because he turns pale, he remembers something, maybe there's like a soldier's ball tonight or something like that, and he's like, yo, I'm very nervous to ask, but accompany me tonight. Oh dear.
Okay. Although my shoulder was quite bruised from the encounter with the drone, I was excited, intrigued by his presence, and I felt ready for anything.
That's always a good heroine, ready for anything. He put down his knitting and then clasped my hand. Keep up the continuity there.
He packed away and we left the coffee shop. Hand in hand, he took my hand. Okay, a small door.
He turned to look at the latch, just like, oh.
A long staircase. Or his couch. What do you think, Kat?
I want to read that second one again. He stooped my head on the marble mantelpiece. Dark hair streamed as if it were a waterfall. Ooh, I enjoy the second part of that, of like his dark hair streamed as if it were a waterfall. This was a splendidly dressed man. Slightly concerned about the stooping to place your head on a marble mantelpiece. Is the head still attached? The question there.
A little bit murdery.
Just a smidgen.
Okay, so which one are you voting for? Couch, door, or staircase?
I like the second part from this one. So as long as we can put it somewhere, I'm good for. I'm ready for anything, to quote our own story.
I'm not quite getting this sentence right, but I'm not quite sure exactly what you do, right? You're going to a door, which then what happens between the door and the staircase? My brain can't quite fit in this word part here.
Ask LAIKA, Shar. That's what we're here for.
I can't ask LAIKA because then it'll mess up our existing thing.
Can you why don't you like underneath, but like he took my hand and led me to a door which blank, and then shove and twist and
good idea.
Thank you. I have them occasionally. It's quite handy.
Ooh.
There's a lot of third stories going on here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, okay.
I think this is the one.
Yeah.
It's a romance. I mean, we have definitely, I mean, it's like this is one of those things. I mean, I feel like we don't need to warn our viewers, if indeed there are any viewers, that we do not condone the activities that happen in our because this is clearly the tamest thing that's ever happened compared to hell.
We murdered a detective last
after
week.
We've murdered everybody.
Good disclaimer.
However, if you meet a guy like this and he leads you up a staircase and puts your head on a marble block, don't go into the bedroom with him. This is safety 101.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe this whole time we're writing a PSA, like, don't go up a staircase because there'll be a marble block ready for your head. Oh, that's how LAIKA gets new funding, government PSA.
An open gallery.
Mm. If a little odd, you know. Splendidly dressed, a little odd, but hey, fashion makes up for a lot, you know. Oh, maybe we
Okay.
can like describe the gal or change the thing slightly in that one of like,
Oh, yes, because we have the gallery here and opened
yeah, what
into a
is the
gallery.
gallery? Because actually, again, that's really funny. It's very, it's funny because it's Bronte, but it's very Pride and Prejudice of her, you know, seeing his beautiful like art and sculpture gallery and being like, oh, there's a little more depth to this man than I thought. Huh, very interesting.
That's
Because
true,
it's just
yeah,
this vibe here, you know.
because we had the frescoes. They did mention the frescoes. Okay, but yeah, this is a little abrupt. I think we need a joiner. This is a splendidly dressed man in his
Maybe
natural
they talk about
environment.
something. Mm.
In his natural environment, he was much more at ease.
Mm. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's amazing. I enjoy the idea as well. Does he just have these like on standby? Like he doesn't have to put them in water, so it's great. He's just like, if I happen to meet a lovely lady, here you go. I'm prepared. I like
Okay.
it. I've seen like I went to a restaurant a few months ago, which was lovely. It was a very fancy restaurant and yet very chill because they had I like that you knew right away the vibe because as soon as you go in, they have Lego bouquets. And I deeply enjoyed the sort of sense of like it was very fancy and yet also everybody was super nice and chill and it was really fun. And so I kind of love that vibe here of just picturing like this again, this very like brooding, mysterious man who's also just like, I'm gonna do some little flowers. I hope you like them. Like, that's really sweet.
It is very sweet. And yet, I don't trust him, Kat,
That was a very pregnant
because I
pause
don't
there,
know if
Char.
you remember all these years ago, but only earlier this afternoon, we were wandering around in a park and we got hit by a drone.
Hmm.
He did crush the drone. And yet, it might have
I
been
don't
a
know.
ruse. Like now that we see, I got this idea when you said that, what does he have all these little bouquets just lying around? Right? It's
I
like
don't
this
know how to
weird
feel about
pile of
this
little
now.
bouquets.
I would be
It's a
suckered
little
in
bit,
hook, line, and sinker, Char. What have you done to me?
well, you did
I
it to
love it.
me when you mentioned the that he has these little bouquets lying around. And I started thinking, well, what else does he have to get his way? Maybe he's just out there running
Man,
drones into poor
man,
hapless
I feel
ladies.
like, see, I feel like this is what I always do to you in the Twitch chat, and I feel like it's like, oh, how
It
the
is.
turntables. Just like, man, all right, fine, okay, we'll give up the fantasy for your admittedly fantastic idea. Okay.
Okay, we can let Leica decide what happens
Well,
next.
I mean, objectively, I think your idea is fabulous. So, but yes.
Let's see what Leica says. If it leads towards a droney vibe, we can go with the droney
Mm,
vibe. Like, for
yeah.
example, if his bedroom is full of bees, or maybe it'll just
There's
lead to a
something
totally normal romance vibe
there's
and everything
something
will be great.
bizarrely chaotic with that as well. Just like him having like what if we open a closet and there's just a wall of drones and we're just like, oh like, oh no, I'm like each oh gosh, see, now you've got me started. Each next to each drone is a knitted bouquet in like different color and he chooses which one for the night, like they're wrapped. Oh
And they have
gosh.
little names on them made with one of those little label
No.
makers.
Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. Oh,
Okay,
brilliant.
let's let Laika tell us whether we're able to do this or not.
Yes. I mean, I'm saying in my mind it's already done, but yes, absolutely.
Whew.
Okay.
Well, he's
Setting
certainly
the
got a
scene.
fancy room. That doesn't stop us.
No.
A
A
very
double
clean
crisp
clock.
moon and some chiffon,
Clock.
as one does. Like you notice, you look at it and you're like, dang, that's a clean clock you got there, my dude. Very attractive.
Oh, look, there's that third story again. I love how these things keep coming through. Like last week, we just
Yeah.
kept on having that green leaf thing, remember?
Oh, and the short house one with Emily Dickinson.
Yeah. Very interesting. And today it's the third
Ugh.
story. I think we're going to
Well,
have
I'm
to
because of
put that in.
I'm trying to think because I don't think that normally like Bertha is referred to as being in the third story. I thought it was just the attic. Well, maybe it is the third story, not the attic. That I mean that would make sense because there's a lot of that like occasionally cropping up throughout the book. So it's interesting.
So what do you think? We go for this fancy rich start, right? The rich
I
room.
think so because like it's a little filler, but it sets the scene, which is nice. Some nice visual, imagery going.
Rich, rich, rich.
It's showing us that he can afford a lot of drones. This is some foreshadowing. Oh,
Okay. Okay. Just trying to make it a sentence. The fire
maybe there's
gleamed warmly against the
beautiful
polished
door.
marble.
It's like
mantelpiece.
we're like, what's behind that
Well,
door?
was- You left me there for a moment. And I couldn't
Grab me an apple.
help but notice. Safe in the corner.
Oh,
The door slightly ajar. I walked over and peered inside. Row upon row, drones. Each
I apologize. Involuntary interruption. Just like yikes, big yikes.
big yikes. My heart.
Just like immediately I went, oh, big yikes. Oh,
Oh, great yikes. My heart thudded in my chest. I heard his footsteps
his
on the stairs, returning upon the stairs.
Ooh, yeah, click, clack, click. Uh-oh.
Okay,
Ugh.
what do we do?
What does Leica have to say? Because we can always not include it, but I do enjoy seeing
It's true.
what it might bring. Oh.
A small passage.
Interesting.
A passage again, the secret passage.
Oh.
Okay, so we either go into a secret passage or we get into the bed. Those seem to be our choices.
If we're going the PSA route, the bed is like, hey, here's what not to do if this happens.
And then I was a ghost.
This is like, what's interesting too is Jane Eyre is so like, and reader, I married him. Like it's very, I'm talking to you, explain what's going on. So it's kind of bad, but kind of funny, just of like, so BTW, that's how I became a ghost. Just FYI. It's like maybe you shouldn't do that if that happens to
You know what? If this is going to be the end thing, we should put in the reader thing, because that's nice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Reader. I think.
Reader, big yikes.
Reader, big yikes.
You have a daring nose and a cunning tongue. You make an excellent wine glass. I'm going to need it. Oh my gosh. Oh my kitty arms. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay. Perhaps reader was not the best move.
I can't get over the wine glass one. Imagine somebody saying that to you. Oh my kitty arm. Oh, that's horrifying. I'm sorry. Sometimes with Leica, every now and then there's something that, like I said last time, every week there is typically one thing that I just will never forget for like as long as I live. That is the thing from this week's, everybody. Oh no. Oh gosh, the skull. Oh, I like it, but I also dislike it intensely. Oh. The knitted flower is falling behind me. Oh.
Yes.
This is why you don't pick up guys who seem too bizarre to be true. Oh. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Another moon. Huh. Man. This just I am still like emotionally reeling from this experience. Oh. This is the exciting thing though, folks. If anybody is watching and enjoying the chaos, you never know what you get with Friday Night Leica.
You never know.
Truly delightful,
You
sometimes a little
never know.
horrifying. It's great.
Yeah, but it's exciting, right?
Yes.
We managed to think we were having a romance with a guy.
I was believing it. I was here for it.
And then there was a situation, but then we managed to get away.
Like we joked about this being a PSA. I think this is a PSA for me. I was legitimately here for this, and then suddenly I was like, "Yikes!" Okay.
Okay, what's our picture going to be?
Oh, I mean, I feel like the skull, man. Like, good grief, the skull or the like the apple, the drone. There's so much to choose from. Oh my
the
gosh!
Knitted flowers, a bouquet of knitted flowers.
Ooh, I like it.
Wouldn't that be?
I like it.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, because it would seem very romantic, and then you and I would know. Actually, it's a symbol for big yikes. That's the universal symbol now.
Okay.
I feel like that.
So
I feel like that's like a code word now of just like, in the future, if either of us is ever in a sticky situation, we just text the photo of knitted flowers and we're like, yeah, big yikes. All right, you need help.
That's it. I'm just going to send you this picture. Okay. Small bouquet of knitted flowers. Honestly, I think that's good enough as a prompt. I don't feel like I need to do anything extra there. I had a lot of work today trying to get a good picture of Charlotte Bronte. As you see, this was the best I could do. I had a lot of, shall we say, mysterious versions and some weird things like this where it only did symmetrical pastel colors. It just sort of left Charlotte Bronte behind. But
gosh,
this was quite nice, except that too much face was missing. Yeah. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, these guys are quite nice, aren't they?
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I like number 3. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I like the little, like, it's some definition to it, which is quite fun.
Okay, let's upscale number 3.
Hmm.
And I think that that is a beautiful end to our little story.
Yeah.
We've got our bouquet of knitted flowers that, you know, if you see them, it's time to run, girls.
Oh, they
In
look like
fact,
eyes. Oh
they do
no,
look like eyes.
amazing. Oh gosh, that is perfect and horrifying.
Yeah. And
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
also, I know we're going to do our craft session one of these days when things aren't so hectic, but
yes. I
maybe
was going to
we
ask
should
you
make
about
it
that.
a flower. I mean,
Oh,
just, you know,
this is
are you
amazing.
on for making a
Incredible.
knitted flower?
I am beyond on for giving that a go.
Beyond
Yeah,
on.
beyond on.
Okay.
As long
Well,
as
I
it can
think
look like creepy eyeballs. That's the only caveat.
you can make it look like, I think you can make it look like creepy eyeballs. I mean, these look like dark holes to the void, you know, there's nothing in there, like nothing. It just goes to the end of time. I can
Oh,
feel it. Yes, beautiful.
excellent.
This is our
Oh,
picture. This is a story. It's wonderful and terrifying, as all our stories always are. And also, we brought through
yes.
Fellsmere Park, we brought through the bee, we brought through a lot of things. What are we going to bring in next time?
I don't know, but
Probably
I'm
knitted
excited
flowers,
as always.
honestly. I
Yeah,
think the
right?
knitted flowers makes a good sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
great. Thanks so much, Kat. I will
Oh,
stop
this
our
is
recording
a
now
treat.
for the folks. Where do we do that? We do stop share, first of all, and then
Beware the knitted
away.
flowers.
We're knitted flowers.